Alright everybody, so today is my first tutorial, so you better go easy on me. I'm using a little Nikon camera. I am going to try to shoot it in 1080p, so we'll see how it works. This tutorial is going to be for the KBK bar. The KBK bar is a tying it all together exclusive. It is a beautiful, beautiful weave. And let's get started. You're going to actually need 2 Fids, and you'll see why closer to the end of this broadcast. This Fid here I picked up online. It is basically a homemade Fid. This one here is by Tandy Leather. It is a good overall Fid, but these I've come to appreciate more. I only have one, so that's why I've got to use 2. You'll need those. You will, of course, need the ultimate tool in your arsenal, a good pair of scissors, and your emblem. This emblem, which I just dropped, is, of course, my OU emblem. It is made by Deborah Shacker. I don't want to get her name wrong, but she makes beautiful, beautiful pieces. She charges a fair price for them, and I recommend you hit her up. As for the Fids, go check out Mr. Coop at Mr. Coop's place. You can find him down below. I'll have a link to his Facebook page. He actually sells some really good Fids at a decent price. I'm actually going to be ordering from him. I have not yet, so check him out. And you need a good jig. This is the ParaPrepper exclusive jig. Eventually it may be modified again, but I've gone through like 5 of them. This is what we're going to be using. Alright, enough chit chat, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to notice is I am using shackles. I use a lot of shackles when I build because people love them and they're my hottest seller. You will need 2 colors. They will be depending on your size, depending on your math and how you do it. I'll let you figure that out. I do it basically 1 foot for every inch. On the KBK bar, I always add a 1.5 foot at the end, and you'll see why at the end of this show. Number 2, I fuse mine differently when I use these. I actually use a lanyard kit, and I fuse it with the, because once it goes in, it disappears and you never see it. I like it, it's sturdy, and I don't have to mess with melting and all that jazz. Now, if I'm using buckles and stuff, yes, I will singe them and melt them. There are plenty of tutorials online how to do that. I'm not going to waste the time. Alright, so basically, what we're going to end up doing is, you're going to have 2 colors singed together. Like I said, this is 6.5 foot. I'm making a 9.5 inch bracelet. I'm doing this bracelet before my hand. You'll have seen this bracelet already on Facebook if you're a member of Paracord or any of those Facebook fan pages, or the Facebook groups I should say. So here's how, let's get started. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take both your cords, feed them through, and then you're going to go from the top down and fish them through. Once you do that, you can do a half hitch, you can do a over under, anything like that. I basically just like tying mine off with a Solomon knot, cobra knot, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll explain why once this is done. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to pull my cobra knot through, and then pull it tight, tighten it up. And I try to keep mine flat. Now the reason why I use the cobra knot, especially on the KBK bar, is it gives a border on the underside and the top side to work with. And that's really handy when you're starting to do your weaves, you tie it up, it's got a flush base. Now keep in mind another rule of thumb. Everything on this weave starts on the right hand side. So if your dominant color starts on the right hand side, it will continue on the right hand side. So whatever color you want as your dominant color, which you'll see as the weave goes into place, started on the right hand side. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Now as I get better, hopefully I can do a little bit better training, but for right now, bear with me. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the crimson, which is our right hand side, we're going to carry it over and just loop it right on the top. Then we're going to take the left hand strand, which is our white, and we're going to put it right over. Basically, it's going to look just like this. By the way, Little Prepper, of course, is always behind the camera. Say hi, Little Prepper.
Hi.
She will be hopefully getting these shots pretty decently while I go through it. She's done pretty good so far, so we'll keep her going at it. Alright, so once you start in this position, you're going to take your left hand strand, which is your white, and you're going to go underneath the left cord and in between the right cord, just like this. So far it should look just like this. Once you get to this position, you're going to take your left-hand core that you push through, you're going to go over your right-hand core and through both the cores, or right-hand strand, you're going to go through both cores. So basically, it's going to look just like that. Once you do that, come under the right-hand core and through the right-hand core and the loop that you made and pull it through. Once you do this, scoot it up, pull it tight, maneuver it into place. Now, do not tighten your first one very tight. That is your starting point. Basically, you want that width. So when you want to keep it clean and looking right, keep it loose on the first one. Each additional ones you'll pull up, you'll tighten up, but that first one is key to making everything else uniform. And you'll see me here shortly. All right, so we're going to do it again. This time we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take the right-hand side. We're going to move it underneath both cores. We're going to take the left-hand strand. We're going to go under the right. We're going to go over the left-hand core and pull it through. So basically, you should have that right there. Now on this one, we're going to take the left-hand core or left-hand strand. We're going to go underneath the right, just like this. Come through both cores and over the right-hand core and through in between the loop. So it'll be in between the right-hand core and in between the loop. And it should look just like that. Again, push up. Never pull tight when you're doing this. Push up because your knots won't look right. And then just finesse it into place. Especially if you're selling these, you want them to look good. So push it tight. As you notice, your core is starting to even out. All right, now we're going to do this again. So we're going to take the right-hand side. Remember, we just went under, so we want to go over again, just like so. We want to take the left-hand strand, push it over the right hand, where it looks just like this. Go under the left-hand core and in between the left and the right core and pull it through. Go take the left-hand strand, go over the right-hand strand in between the cores, go in between the cores and under, go underneath the right-hand core and in between the right-hand strand. So it should look like this again. Basically, you're just flip-flopping your primary color. Push it up. Pull tight. And as you play with this, you'll kind of get an idea. Like I said, this is just a rough draft of how to do the KBK bar. And the reason for this is because everybody was asking me, so I thought I'd break down and do it. Like I said, y'all go easy because I'm still learning as I go on how to do these tutorials. This is my very first one, and if it works out well, I'll do more. If there's requests for more, I'll do them, and as I go into more of them, I'm sure I can get better at it. Right hand side again. This time, we're going to go under. We're going to take the left hand strand, go underneath the right, over the left core, under the right hand strand, in between the two cores, pull through, and again, should look just like this and straight through. So basically you have that, and pull it tight. You can start to see the pattern here. Now I do push up because this weave gets loose very easily, and we don't want that. So what I do is I just pull it tight, push it up, you know, just like with any of our weaves. We want to keep it where it's fundamentally straight. Now, as you can tell, I have an even run starting here because I did not tighten this one all the way, and we're moving down. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to hit pause, and when I come back, we'll go to the next step. So, in this case, we're going to go over with the red. We're going to go on the right hand side. We're going to take the left hand side. We're going to go over the right hand side, under the left core, in between the cores, over the left hand, and then through. So basically, if you want the shortcut, that's pretty much the shortcut as you see it, and just pull it forward. And it works. Once you get into it, you can watch this. If you have questions, if this isn't a good enough tutorial, hey, hit me up. I can make another one. We'll try to go a little slower. Like I said, I'm learning. I don't want to confuse y'all anymore. But as I said, I'll be back shortly. All right, everybody. ParaPrepper back. As you can tell, this is the finished weave. Now, this is not a completed weave. I mean, as you can tell, I have kind of ran out of cord, but like I said, I've recycled this, and this is just really for testing. So once you get to that point, go ahead and attach your Fids. You're going to notice you have the two ends here coming out to the side. No matter how you finish this, they're always going to be out to the side. So basically what you want to do is you want to take this Fid, pull it underneath, and see if I can get a better angle. Oops. And you have a little gap here between these two whites. There's a little gap. Take this Fid, slide it underneath, pull it tight. Remember, watch how you do your, make sure these don't turn or spin on themselves. And then again, the same thing with this one. Go underneath, push it through, and just tighten it up. What that will do is basically make them disappear, and it gives you a starting point for your lacing. All right? Now, it's very simple to do this, and you'll continue this all the way across. Now, one catch I want to give you, or one little tip. Take a measurement from end to end of your paracord, divide it in half, and start halfway of your charm right in the middle. That would basically give you, excuse me, my dog decides he wants to be up in everybody's face today. That will give you your halfway point to where you're going to start your either your downward or your upward of this. And I'm basically just going to give you an idea of what it would look like. So we're going to put this off to the side. So what you do is every one of these, where these two meet, these two pieces here, the whites where the loops come in, take your Fid, slide it through, pull it, keep this tight, and that will prevent you from spinning, and just guide it into place. And that's how you get that, what do I want to call it? They call it a football weave, I guess would be the easiest way. Same thing with this one. Pull it through, keep it tight, and there you go. Do it again from underneath, find the next set, punch through, hold on to the bottom half because you don't want it to spin, because that's what's going to go against their hand, or against their wrist. And again, same thing with this one. Now in this case, I'm just going to jump the gun on this, and I'm going to show you something cool. Alright, so when you come up, I find it you can work with it going in, coming up, whatever the case, it's all going to work out. You'll figure out the math. Slide your first one through, like so. Slide your second one through. Pull them all the way to the bottom. And that's the first of your linkage. Again, we're looking at the centerpiece. You're going to puncture through. Depending on how tight your weave is, depends on how tight it goes through, or how hard it is, you got to push it through. Just don't stab yourself. I did that the first time. These little Fids are not nice. Pull it all the way through and go tight with it, because once you do that, you're not going to have a chance when you start looping in there. You're not going to have a chance to do it again. You can still move this back and forth. That's not an issue. So you'll have plenty of room to do that. And then repeat the process. We're going to go under, through, lock it in, back under and through, or up and through in this case. And then, just to show you what I mean, we're going to take these again. And like I said, I'm just speeding through this. This video's gotten a lot longer than expected, but it's okay. You'll want to actually take this and move it one more time under, and then come up and then put this through. Because you don't want a gap in there. You want it as tight as you can. And to finish it off, You find your next piece, slip it through. And once you tuck it into the next batch, it's not going to move, it's not going to wiggle. But basically, that's the finished product. Continue on through. Now on the KBK bar, I do melt them. I find that tucking them into this little rafter, it throws it out, makes it too thick. So what I do is I go in, pull them through, and then snip them and melt them and singe them, which there are lessons online on how to do that. You cannot see it, you can't feel it underneath because it's always on the side. So once you melt them, you're safe. Other than that, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll try to answer it. If this video is not to your liking, come on, let me know. Me and Little Prepper have no problem making more videos. I think she loves the camera. And as long as my face ain't in the camera, I don't want to break it. We'll get you squared away and rocking. Other than that, I appreciate the time and energy. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com ParaPrepper. And happy weaving.